Is AEW getting ready to sign a former WWE superstar? Also, we're going to talk a little bit about Hook and this massive push that he seems to be getting from the company. And of course, we got to talk about Impact Wrestling. If you've been on the fence with Impact, maybe you haven't been watching in a couple of years, this news is really, really good. So, with that being said, if you guys want more videos like this, don't forget, go ahead and click that subscribe button, ring that bell, get notified. And don't forget, we have a Discord server completely free to join. The link is in the description. Join the wrestling community that we've built. And we also have channel memberships starting at $1.99 a month. So if you guys want to support the channel, I'd greatly appreciate it. So we're going to talk about Hook. Send Hook. Well, first of all, Hook is the #1 merch seller of ProWrestlingTees last week, which was awesome news. So congratulations to him. But also, if you guys watch AEW Rampage on Christmas Day, Hook was victorious in his second pro wrestling match against Bronson from Bear Country. This was obviously a big deal. Overall opinions on the match, I thought it was good. There was a moment that I didn't like, but he no-sold the move, and I get it. They're trying to do it to position him as a big star, and I get it. But I just didn't care for that little tiny part. Nonetheless, everything else was freaking flawless. This kid's got the look. He's got the image, like everything that you can imagine from a rising star. And I look at Hook, and I see that he is really talented and really skillful in the ring as well. The good news is I'm not the only person that sees that. Obviously, the fan base for Hook sees that. They are called the Hookers. I'm a hooker. But anyways, yeah, the fan base obviously is really behind Hook. But so is AEW, so is Tony Khan. And what's actually really interesting here is it's very clear that AEW is positioning him well. But also at the same time, too, one thing I really want to point out is the way Taz is a commentator during a Hook match is absolutely incredible, because at the same time that he is his father and his wrestling manager, right? He obviously manages Team Taz. As much as he does both positions, he is very professional on commentary, and he does a really good job of commentary during Hook's matches. The good news here is AEW does have big plans for Hook as time goes on. Now, as you guys know, Cody Rhodes just won the TNT Championship belt for the third time. There is no indication that I have received, and I don't think anybody's received an indication here, that Hook will be going for the TNT Championship. But I do firmly believe, with the news coming out, that he is set for a major push. He's going to continue stacking wins and stuff like that. I believe Hook will become a champion in 2022. And I think that's massive. If I'm AEW, I look at what they have with the FTW Championship, right? And I see Ricky Starks holding it, and they don't really do anything. Obviously, this is Taz's kid. I believe that belt will be around his waist. Ricky Starks could go become TNT champion against Cody Rhodes, and then we could have some really, really good AEW television. What do you guys think? All right, guys, Impact Wrestling has announced that they are coming back on the road. This is really freaking cool, man. If you guys don't watch Impact Wrestling, I've been telling people for a while to get back into watching Impact Wrestling. It's a really good show. What's really cool here, though, is that Impact Wrestling is going back on the road. So there are more details on ImpactWrestling.com, but Hard to Kill is in Dallas. Then they're doing tapings in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Tapings and No Surrender event on Impact Plus will be New Orleans, Louisiana. Then they're going to Louisville, Kentucky for Sacrifice and tapings. And then Philadelphia, Pennsylvania will be tapings as well. And then in April, they have Rebellion, which is the pay-per-view. Now, the thing here is Impact Wrestling going back on the road is really awesome, because I think Impact is a great show in general. But if you guys don't watch Impact Wrestling, I highly suggest you guys check it out. Especially with them going back on road, tickets are inexpensive for a very low cost. Honestly, they're very inexpensive. But also, one thing I like to mention, especially when I read this off, is that they're bouncing around. Like, they're not just going, AEW kind of sticks around in certain areas and then they go back to certain areas, right? Like Chicago, Greensboro, North Carolina. Like, these are places that AEW is going back and back. Like, they're going back every time. Impact is not. Impact is going around a little bit, and I think that's really nice to have more options to go visit wrestling. That's not indie wrestling, and that's not WWE. So, again, great news for Impact. If you guys are going to an Impact show, let me know. I definitely want to go to one of these. Obviously, it depends. We got to see how the pandemic goes and everything like that. But very good chance I could probably go to at least the Fort Lauderdale and the New Orleans one. So Rebellion seems like it's going to be an amazing show, so I probably will go there. But we'll go and find out at some point soon. So let me know. Again, great news for Impact. All right, guys, Johnny Gargano. We got more Johnny Gargano news. Really cool stuff. Johnny Gargano has been reportedly offered a contract with AEW. And there is a report that has come out that Johnny Gargano is seriously considering doing a run with AEW. Now, WWE did make him a very strong contract offer. He did turn it down. And right now, obviously, he's got to weigh out his options. Here's the thing. This is what I believe is going to happen. I believe, Johnny Gargano, we saw the video of Candice LeRae at NXT. And during that video, Candice LeRae basically said he will be joining her on paternity leave. My belief is that Johnny Gargano could very well be considering an AEW contract, or he could go back to NXT. But I do think we see very similar to what we saw with Matt Cardona. I could see Johnny Gargano working maybe 4 or 5 matches with AEW and then possibly going back to WWE. This way we can get a series of dream matches. Do I think that's a good idea for AEW? Absolutely not. I think AEW should never sign somebody for 4 or 5 dates. I think they need to sign people for long-term contracts. I genuinely believe in pro wrestling. The dream matches are great, but when it comes to long-term business, if you can't secure somebody and then they're going back to your competitor, it's a bad look. But I have a very strong feeling we could see something from Johnny Gargano similar to Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder, in which he goes there for a short period of time. If that's the case, it'll be very interesting to see how that goes down. But Johnny Gargano is reportedly weighing out his options, very strongly considering AEW. And it really goes to show you what AEW is doing in terms of their strategy to sign people. They're only signing people that they know will get a big pop from the hardcore audience. And you know what? It is what it is. Obviously, they're not signing these big WWE names like Braun or Bray, but the Johnny Garganos, the Bobby Fishes, the Undisputed Era, like these names are the ones that get the big pop from the hardcore audience. And will that strategy work out for them in the long term? I honest to God really don't know. I really, really don't know if it's going to work when you don't look at the big spectrum of things. But that's AEW. That's what they're doing. They put out a good product. So as long as they're putting out a good product, I don't really care about anything else. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section, because clearly I see some people, they're like up and down about this. Some people don't like the idea of Gargano coming to AEW. Some people love it. I know obviously Kenny Omega and Gargano would be a great match. I know Gargano working with a lot of these guys would be great. But also, at the same time, too, I do think the roster is getting a little bit more bloated. So I would be very careful and tread lightly on how many people you're actually signing. That's just my personal opinion. And that's not just WWE people. That's ROH people as well. That's NWA, Impact. AEW signing a lot of people. Clearly, in my opinion, a lot of people are going to get dropped from the roster very soon to make room for these signings. But I want to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, Discord server, link in the description, and channel membership starting at $1.99 a month. All right, guys, this is your boy Ango, and I'll see you next time. Peace.